my name is Jamie. Today I want to start by asking you to think back. Think back when you were 13, 14 years old. Can you remember the feelings of insecurity, just trying to find a place to fit in, searching for a place to belong? Where did you turn to for attention? Today, kids turn to the computer. MySpace, email, chat rooms, discussion boards. The internet allows them a whole world. It opens up a whole world for them to talk about any issues they might be having. Even it can be a healthy way to discuss any problems they're having, or even just to make friends. Unfortunately, the same internet process opens up a whole world to internet predators. Having 2 kids of my own, I wanted to be aware of the dangers involved in online usage. The information I found during my research was terrifying. How many of you have kids of your own? How about younger brothers and sisters? Today I hope to give you an understanding of how internet predators prey on kids. First, we'll talk about who they target, then how they lure them in, and then finally how they make their attack. So who do they target? According to Dateline NBC Online, 1 in every 5 children online is approached by a sexual predator. These children are usually teens or pre-teenage. Most of the time it's girls, but not always. It can be boys, particularly pubescent boys. The predator will search for signs of low self-esteem or any expression of a conflict with an adult. They also just look for common adolescent issues like things experimenting with sexual behavior or even uncertainty of sexuality. So I bet you're thinking, my kid or my brother, my sister would never talk about their sexuality online, or they'd never experiment with sexual behavior. Well, according to WiredSafety.org, no family is exempt from danger. All children are at risk. I'll tell you about Christina Long. She's a 13-year-old girl, lived a very normal life. She's an honor student, a cheerleader. She can give her family or her friends any reason to be concerned. She had online friends, but they were just normal kid friends. Oops. This is Christina's mother, holding on to all that's left of her 13-year-old daughter after she was raped and murdered by an internet predator. So how do they lure kids like Christina in? One way is they act as an adult mentor. They offer them advice, they pick up on any insecurities they have, they offer them advice, and then they slowly start to gain their trust. Another way, which is what we hear about most, is that they pose as a teenager. They'll study profiles, anything that's posted on your MySpace page or anything that you've said about yourself, and then that gives them a way to introduce themselves. They pretend to be about the same age, and then they pretend to have similar interests and hobbies. They pick up on the sports that you're interested in, the music you like to listen to, and then that gives them a way in. It gives them a way to start chatting with you, slowly start to build a friendship, and then that friendship turns into a relationship. From there, they start to offer that emotional support for anything that the kid might have said was bothering them or having issues with, or just pretending to help them grow up as a kid themselves. They make them think that they're the only person they can turn to. Any signs of a conflict with anybody, they'll try to turn that person against them, make them think that they're the enemy, and make them think that their friend, is the only person that they can turn to. Because both participants remain anonymous, the kids are usually more willing to open up. They're usually more willing to talk about the things that might be too uncomfortable to talk about face-to-face with an adult, or even a friend. Sometimes those things are hard to talk about. So because of this, the kids believe, they don't believe it's a real world. They see this computer conversation as kind of an imaginary world to them. It's not reality, because they don't have any consequences of seeing people's reactions face to face. So the relationships build very quickly. So the predator will use this to their advantage. Once the predator believes that the relationship is developed enough, they sometimes even will send gifts. These gifts usually have an underlying meaning. Gifts like prepaid phone cards or webcams. When the predator then asks them to do certain acts with these gifts, the child feels obligated because it was a gift. So how do they actually make their attack? When they're sure that they have the full trust of the child, they take their online relationship to the next level. According to TrueTV.com, they, as in the predator, make certain the child keeps the secret, and they use specific tactics to isolate the child from family and friends. So when it gets to this point, the teen starts to think their relationship is romantic. They feel like they're in love. Robert Williams met a 15-year-old girl in a chat room. They started to build a friendship. From there, the friendship turned into a relationship. They exchanged pictures. He was an attractive, muscular 19-year-old boy. So with this relationship, they decided to take it to the next level. They chose a destination, a meeting place. When she arrived at this destination, Robert Williams, 49 years old, is who was there waiting for her. Another approach is the stalker approach. This is when they gather enough information to actually find their prey. Little things like, kid comes home, she knows the rules, she knows not to say her name or her age or where she lives. This conversation can include stuff like, I just got home from soccer practice. The predator then in turn says normal kid stuff, oh cool, what color's your uniform? She then in turn describes her entire uniform, saying things like, I'm number 7, that's my lucky number. With this information, he's able to find a soccer field with uniforms that fit her description, and then follow her home, knows what time she's home alone, and makes his attack. So as I leave you today, I hope that you understand how internet predators look for their prey, how they build their relationships, and how they make their attack. Now that you have an understanding of how internet predators work, I hope that I've opened your eyes to the dangers of unmonitored internet chatting and given you an idea of how kids become a target for internet predators.